work, but it's a friendship. You know, we've always stressed on this, of how important it is for us. So, Partrick, I have some questions for you. They're easy questions. Do you want to start? I think the first one, the most obvious, and why the America's Cup and why Artemis Racing?
Well, first of all, the America's Cup, there is no other brand which has the logo with the anchor in it, and which has a true history to it. And whatever we do, I always repeat myself, is somewhat based on our history. And when we announced it for the first time in Basel, that was during the Basel World Exhibition, nobody questioned us, why would you do something like this? Why would you go with the America's Cup? So I think it's a personal match. Your second question, why Artemis?
Why Artemis Racing? I mean, I know why.
Okay, the connection started somewhat close a year ago. And whoever works with Ulysse Nardin knows that people make a difference. And I think we always talk about teams. We are a team at Ulysse Nardin, which needs leaders. We have a team with Artemis, which needs leaders. And of course, we also look at legends. There are a lot of legends in what we are doing in the watch industry, and there are legends also with Artemis.
Yes.
And Loic is only one of them, and there are many team members like this. So, what was most important for us is the first contact we had with them personally, and it matched. You know, there was the synergies which were flowing immediately. And we met for the first time last year. We met again later on in San Francisco, and we knew it was not just a partnership but a friendship.
Yes, that's actually the feeling that all of us, I can actually speak on behalf of our team, feel towards Ulysse Nardin. It's not just business related, it's really a friendship. We feel comfortable with you guys, we enjoy staying with you, and I think it's sharing the same values that keeps us so tight. You've met Torbjörn Torpist, our owner, and even our team manager and the tactician Ian Percy. What was your first impressions about them?
Well, meeting the owner was important for me. And having shareholders in our case and having owners of Ulysse Nardin, it's important to have owners who have passion. So we are passionate watchmakers, we are passionate in what we're doing in the field of marketing, in the field of management. And when I met Mr. Tornquist for the first time, I knew there was passion, not only for sailing, but also for watchmaking. And he was familiar with Ulysse Nardin before, he had interest in Ulysse Nardin before, he owned timepieces before, and that reassured me, yes, that's the right team.
It is, for sure. You came to Alameda, where we have our team base in San Francisco, and you managed to have a walk. Our team base in Alameda is such a beautiful place. I wish all of you could have a chance to come and see it. It's like a huge hangar. It used to be a base, a naval area, and for who loves movies, The Matrix with Keanu Reeves was shot in there. So you can imagine, it's kind of a futuristic area. And we have our team design office there, and you went and visited them. How did you find that compared to what you guys do in Switzerland?
Well, first of all, I felt privileged because I was able to see behind the scenes, and I saw some curtains which normally people are not allowed to go behind, and I was allowed to, so that made me privileged there. It was amazing. And the reason I say so, I really started to see the resemblance of what the Artemis team is doing, what the America's Cup stands for, and what watchmaking and what Ulysse Nardin stands for. And I saw how they work, how the technicians work together with the sailors, and that's the same what we do. So the resemblance of new materials, for example, carbon fiber.
Yes, actually,
about weight.
Yes, sorry. Would you like to tell us more about the carbon fiber? Because as he says, that's a huge innovation, and you have brought even innovations in your sector. So that could be something that really puts us on the same level. I mean, this innovation is looking for new materials and new design and new technology. And the carbon fiber that we use on our boats, maybe they don't realize how light our boats are.
They are similar because we are using mostly carbon fiber. There is nothing more than that. I can say that's quite simple, but there is, I should say, more technology in your product than in ours. In fact, we are really focusing right now on the systems, how to play with the foils, which are really, really tricky. But the building itself of the boat, it's quite normalized now.
Well, we work with smaller parts, but talking about weight, and the people who are familiar with Ulysse Nardin, they know that in our case, we started to use a new material in the year 2000, which is called silicon.
Yeah.
And the reason why we had to come with that material was we needed some material which was very light, but very strong.
Oh my God.
And that's it's a
Exactly like
different
that.
kind of material, but it's what we searched for was the same what you need to achieve with carbon fiber.
Great. So what will be Ulysse Nardin's role on site during these preliminary America's Cup World Series? We have 2 years of these events and during the final race.
Well,
In
Ulysse
February.
Nardin is a very product, or historically is a very product-oriented company. I think it gives us the platform to communicate and to show a broader audience of what we're doing. And it also gives us a platform to invite editors, journalists, retailers, all kinds of partners. So it's really a step forward for us because it's the first time that Ulysse Nardin really has this kind of magnitude in a communication vehicle.
What is the value of the sponsorship for Ulysse Nardin?
I think it always comes from inside. In order to develop new products, to communicate, to motivate, to have new innovation coming in, we need a motivated team inside. And that's where it starts. So this partnership is not only for the public and to be with you, it's also inside the company to show them what we are doing and to have something where the people can identify themselves, which is related to Ulysse Nardin. And for me, it's also important to mention one more thing. When I was at Artemis, I saw those 80 people behind the scenes. And it's the same in our case. We have 250 watchmakers, they are behind the scenes. We always get the glory, and it's like the team on the boat gets somehow the glory, but we always forget that there is a team behind
There's a
it.
short team, like our
Exactly.
short team,
And
that
that's
really
exact-
works.
That's the same again with Ulysse Nardin.
Fantastic. And I have a personal question. We've been talking about all this corporate, but I like to go beyond. Are you a sailor?
I'm a different kind of sailor. I call myself a captain, which means
What does
if
that
you
mean?
if you lead a company with a history of 170 years in the field of not only watchmaking but also the sea, it's like navigating a big boat. And there are storms. They come up, they come and go, and after a storm the sun will shine.
Always.
And that's the same, I think, in our team in local in Switzerland, which you experience with the Artemis group.
And besides this beautiful metaphor, are you a sailor on water? Do you go outside in the real storms?
I have to admit, no.
I'll say that again. So you're a tourist sailor?
Correct.
Okay, correct. So thank you so much, Partrick, for this. But you're here for something else. You were not just for a chat with me. You're here because today there's a special announcement to be done.